If you're marrying a successful guy like some of the guys on this panel, and he says, I love you, but before we do this, we're gonna need to do a prenup, what would you say?
If I was a hardworking person and I
Yes.
was doing my job and I was building my career and they said, that's perfectly fine, you can do that. If they asked for a prenup, that would be fine for me. If they said, I'm gonna fly you out, I don't want you to work, we're gonna have 3 kids and we're gonna be together for a long time, and then from all of a sudden, they want a divorce, I'd be like, yeah, I'm taking the half in that case, because I've sacrificed years having our children, and now you're just gonna dump me with no career, nothing. You know,
But-
that's how I would feel about it.
Well played.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we'll see how several modern women complain about their loneliness. We'll hear one who says that women are happier single, but of course, she has a partner. We'll also see how another woman can't handle the loneliness. I want you to smash that like button and join the channel by subscribing. Add some of your love to the movement. That's the only contribution we ask from you, man. Share your experiences in the comments to guide other men. Without further ado, let's get started.
So for a while, I was hooking up with this guy, and no matter what, he would never invite me to sleep over. Like, it was very weird. We were hooking up for several months, and we would hang out multiple times a week and hang out until 2 a.m. at his apartment and go on dates, and yet he would just never actually invite me to sleep over. The other context for this story is that he also insisted on driving me everywhere. Like, even if our plan was to hang out at his apartment, he would drive and pick me up from my apartment and then drive me back to his apartment. So he was always driving, which worked for me because I am bad at driving. Yeah, because I'm a woman. Boing. Just kidding. But I am very bad at driving, regardless of my gender. Anyway, one night, I'm like fed up. It's been like months of hooking up with this guy. I'm like, why doesn't he just invite me to sleep over? You know, I like sleeping at other people's places because my room is always messy and I like to sleep in a clean room. Is that too much to ask? And no, I will not clean my own room to fix this problem. Anyway, one night, we're hanging out until like 4 a.m. Okay, and we have sex multiple times, so you think I've earned my spot in his bed for the night, my spot in his inn. So, but I'm hinting really heavily. I'm like, just invite me to sleep over. Oh my god. So I'm hinting, I'm doing the thing where I'm like, oh, like I'm just so comfy. Like I could fall asleep right here. Me. Oh man, I'm gonna fall asleep. And I feel his arms stiffen around me. And after a big beat of silence, he goes, well, you can sleep in the car. What a burn. Oh my god.
The pastime is never taken home because it causes problems to get rid of it later. This is surely what this man thought, because honestly, I don't think you're very normal, and I'm sure he thinks the same. Or you're simply the other woman, one of the two. That guy isn't interested in you staying, and you're wasting your time trying to force something that simply isn't going to happen. You're hinting, dropping clues, and he's making it clear that your place isn't in his bed, but in the car. Fair warning is no betrayal. You're overcomplicating things, wondering why he doesn't invite you to stay. But the answer is simple. You're not his priority. If you were someone he wanted around, he'd let you know, without you having to beg for it. Instead of investing your energy in someone who leaves you sleeping in the car, it's better to be alone than poorly accompanied. These are the effects of dating a Chad, a man who brings nothing to the table but his seed. That's all he's giving you, so don't expect anything more.
I am literally still in shock that my husband just came home from work one day and decided that he's going to up and leave the family and has left me in a position where I have to find a way to save my house. But here we are. I'm going to tell you the story. But here's the deal. I am in the creator fund. And if 35 million people watch this, TikTok will pay to save my house. I know that's ambitious. You've already watched long enough. But if we can get a large amount of views, I can figure something out, okay? Here's the deal. My husband comes home from work one day and says, I don't really like you anymore. I'm not happy here. I need to leave. And we have our conversation, and it basically ends with, don't stay if you don't like me. That's not something that's gonna change because I'm not changing, right? But if this is something that can be figured out, if it's because of other things that are happening that could maybe be shifted, then let's talk about it. Let's try and work it out. He says, okay, we'll try and work it out, but he's going to Nashville on a work trip the next day. So that really gives it a couple of days to simmer, right? Well, wild twist of fate, his dad also ends up being on a work trip in Nashville, something that he didn't even know about until he was already there. They don't work for the same company. It was just this wild twist of fate. After he talks to his dad, I don't hear from him at all the rest of that trip. We had been talking before that. He had called me a couple of times, and then radio silence, not even a text. Comes home and basically just says, okay, well, I'm leaving. I can't stay here. I don't want to be here. So not much I can do about that, right? It has been less than 2 weeks. He has already rented an apartment and he is moving out tomorrow. Like, I am looking at his boxes over there that are waiting for him to grab tomorrow. So I would love to keep my house. I have 200-pound dogs that were really his, but I'm keeping them because he works 12-hour days. And at this point, yes, I'm desperate. If you want to hear more, I did block his ass, so I will talk more about it.
We could have been a good couple. We could have had something special. But you one crazy ass bitch.
When you hear a woman say, "Don't stay because you don't like me, because it's something that won't change, because I'm not going to change," it only makes clear how tired this man was in the relationship with her. A man of value knows that if he's not getting the treatment he deserves, he clearly discards that woman. Many women see this as cowardice, but they don't view it the same way when a woman leaves because she deserves to be happy, when she walks away during tough financial times, when the man falls ill, or simply because she's bored or needs a break, which often means trying out a new man without feeling guilty. In those cases, it's not seen as wrong for her to leave. As I said, she deserves to be happy. Leaving your life and home in the hands of a TikTok is pure desperation. When you look closely, the real problem here is that she's a content creator who constantly talks about her life. Maybe this man didn't want to be part of that, or perhaps he was the one working and had to take care of everything, while she just wanted to be a creator. She's probably asking for views to save her house, and as always, she plays the victim.
People that are in relationships have better health outcomes.
I think he actually means that men have better health outcomes when they're in a relationship, because studies are now showing that women who are single and unmarried without kids are the happiest and live the longest, and married men live the longest and happiest out of men. Why did I put pink eyeshadow on like this? Pink eye's gone. But what I was saying was that men are the ones that need women. It isn't that there's some like dating app conspiracy, not conspiracy, but some dating app tragedy where dating apps are ruining dating and people can't bear to date anymore. That is part of it. But I think women are now communicating with each other more by social media. We're communicating more honestly by listening to podcasts, and just we have permission now to speak about our qualms with our partners and with the parents of our children, because we now are financially independent and we have more connection with each other. And we now can be like, oh, this isn't a my partner thing or a me thing that I chose badly, as we've been told time and time again. It's a men thing. Men have been infantilized by their mothers since the dawn of time, and then by their wives. They don't know how to cook. I don't know how to clean. I don't know how to do laundry. You put it in the washing machine and you press on. How hard is it? Whereas women have been parentified. So while men are getting infantilized, they are then benefiting from the parentification of women when they become older, because they go from having a mummy to having a mummy 2.0 in their wives. Whereas women are independent enough to take care of ourselves and a man. And that used to benefit men in that they had all the money, because we weren't allowed bank accounts until the 70s. So men would be like, well, you need me, so you better do all the work. You better do all the work to have a house and somewhere to live and some food to put on the table. But now we have our own money. So no longer do we have to parent our partners, and therefore we don't want to. But the men haven't caught up with this yet. They haven't caught up with it because they've been parented by mothers who have babied them. So they expect to go from having a mummy to having mummy 2.0. And how does that benefit us? How does that benefit women? Unless you are deeply in love with someone and they are a completely independent person, as you are, like my partner is. Why are we wasting our time and energy when we are now financially independent? We now can take care of ourselves entirely. And we also have all the domestic skills that you forced upon us. We now are fully fledged humans, and men haven't caught up. So why would I want to take care of an adult man when I could be single and invest my time in my friendships? Why would I do that? My partner is a fully fledged man, but he's the first man that I've dated that is actually an adult. I've dated a lot of men. So that's the reason why. It isn't the dating apps are ruining dating. It's that men are having this realization that they actually aren't able to take care of themselves, and women are at the same time, but we're the ones that are better off without them. So we are getting more fulfilled, healthier, happier lives without partners and without kids, and men are flailing.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
I've seen many single women over 35 without a family or children, and let me tell you, the message that they're happier being single apparently hasn't reached them because they're anything but happy. They look older from all the work, the stress is killing them, and while it sounds nice to say, I don't depend on a man, they depend on a job that only values them for what they contribute. The moment they find someone better and cheaper than you, guess who's out on the street? Many of them talk about their independence as if they all succeeded, yet I see plenty of women with degrees that are only useful to cover a hole in the wall, but which leave them with massive debt that they can't pay off in 5 lifetimes with that career. The men they describe are mama's boys who never grow up, but an independent man who makes his own money, knows how to keep his home clean, and takes care of himself. That's just being an adult. And like the woman in the intro, who really wins in marriage. If it wasn't that way, there wouldn't be so many women looking for a beta provider to offer them long-term financial security. There wouldn't be women afraid of being with a man who doesn't give them a ring, or videos of women crying because they're getting old and haven't found a man. Some women have even realized this and now know they need to find a man between 20 and 25 to avoid the struggle these women face, to have children and a family. The worst part is taking advice from a woman who tells you to stay single, yet she has a partner. Why doesn't she want to be one of the happiest women in the world being single? Because she knows the wall doesn't forgive.
So I just want to know if all the hot girls are down right now. Because I do not see a single hot girl thriving. I also have realized that all the hot girls are going through breakups. All the hot girls don't want to post. All the hot girls are sad. Baddies that are a little saddy. We are all going through it. I can't be the only one letting this fucking breakup get to me. And you want to know what's the crazy thing? My breakup was 2 months ago. And, you know, when it happened, I was like, I'm good. Get your lying ass out of my house. Goodbye. And now I'm sad. Now I'm sad to the point where I've been crying every single fucking day. I'm amazed my eyes aren't puffy. And all my friends are going through breakups, but all my friends live in different fucking states. So it's not like we can be together and console each other. How the fuck are we consoling each other through voice notes? I need a break. I need a vacation. I don't know what to do. I need to pick up hobbies, because my favorite thing to do was to go eat with my man at a nice restaurant on Saturday nights. And Sundays we would go to the movies, or we would have a movie-thon at my house. All the friends I have here in LA all have kids and are married. And you know, everybody got their own busy life, and nobody want to worry about the sad little bitch that just got played. That's just facts. So last night I fell asleep at 6:30 in the afternoon because my phone is that dry. I have no roster, have no entertainment. I don't care to watch shit on TV. I fell asleep at 6:30 in the afternoon. I only woke up to take a shower and brush my teeth and go back to bed. That's something to talk to my therapist about, of course. But I don't know. I need a hobby. The gym is my job. So it's not like a lot of people get in there. I'm like, oh, how do you do it with a breakup? Like, I go in the gym and I fight my demons. I don't want to fight my demons in the gym. I don't care to. That's my job. I'm over it. I'm sad. The gym doesn't help anymore. I've been 10 years in that bitch. Come this December. I don't care. I'm not fighting my demons in the gym. Congratulations to y'all, but I can't do it. I just want to leave. I had the shittiest workout this morning. So, I need to find a hobby. Maybe pottery. Maybe pottery? I don't know. Any suggestions would be lovely. Let's just, whatever hotties are going through a breakup right now, whatever perras, any bad bitches, let me know what you guys are doing, how we're all coping. because I just need support. I need a community. I just need some love right now, because I'm not, you know, it's not, my brain is jumbled up. Send help. Hottie down.
And weren't single women supposed to be the happiest on earth, brothers? The reality is they're lonelier than the sun at noon. Just look at what she said. All my friends in their 30s are in the same situation. That means you've got a terrible group where everyone shares their misery. If I were you, I'd run out of there because you're all keeping each other single. That's why their married friends in LA don't care, because they know what comes with it. We all know misery loves company, yet we still hear that they're living fantastic lives, when it's not true. Only a small minority of women can afford to travel and live that Instagram single life. Most of them are broke, and they don't even have a place to fall when they die. Brothers, why do you think it hurts them? It's because they realize that all their friendships and their work couldn't fill the void left by their exes. That's why they seek support. That's why they go to therapy. Not always for real problems, but often because they need to talk to a man who will tell them what they want to hear. The reality is she's hit the wall, she's feeling it, and she sees that by their 30s, her friends are more focused on their own families than on her, as it should be. That's why we always say, the wall doesn't forgive.
So this is for the single people. I've been thinking like the last few days, like I can just not imagine ever being with someone ever again. Like, how do you get to that stage of even like meeting someone and then like all of a sudden you're just like hanging around with them every day? Like, how does that even happen? Like, I don't know whether like I'm just going through like this phase or like this stage of like a breakup, even though it was like months ago, but like I just can't envision it. Like, I just don't think I'm ever going to meet anyone. Like, I'm totally fine being on my own forever, but like, is this a thing? Like, do people still meet people, or people just going to be single forever now? Like, I just don't get it.
We're living in a time, sadly, where what used to be normal is now seen as abnormal. Women today only idealize relationships because most of them have never actually been in one. They're constantly hearing this brainwashing about how men are bad. They end up embracing their boss energy, so much that they become so independent they no longer know what it's like to be with a partner who takes care of them. That's why, when a masculine man enters their life, like in the previous example, their life takes a complete 360. They realize that life is good with a man by their side, that weekends as a couple aren't so bad, and that they no longer have to be at the club or in restaurants just to fill the void. You might like it more or less, but this idea that they're happy alone is nothing but cheap marketing. That narrative of "I'm fine on my own" sounds like an empowering statement, but in reality, it's just a defense mechanism against pain and rejection, especially fear of the wall, because the wall doesn't forgive. We've reached the end of the video, but before we go, the questions are for you. What do you think about women who say they are happier being single? In real life, do you know single women over 30 who are as happy as they claim to be? If you enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Your support means the world to us and motivates us to create more content. Stay tuned for the next exciting video from the wall.